Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. France has joined the UK, Canada and Australia in recognising a Palestinian state. Here the Palestinian flag flying atop a town hall north of Paris. Along with other European countries, it made the announcement when world leaders gathered ahead of the UN General Assembly in New York. Meanwhile, a flag-raising ceremony took place in London, marking a new embassy in the UK at the site of the Palestinian mission. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said recognition gives a huge reward to terrorism. He also says a Palestinian state will not happen.
The embassy of the state of Palestine.
Earlier, the UK Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper said she warned Israel not to annex parts of the West Bank in retaliation for its recognition of Palestinian statehood.
We are acting to keep alive the possibility of peace and a two-state solution. That means a safe and secure Israel alongside a viable Palestinian state. Let's be frank. Hamas is a brutal terror organization. Our call for a genuine two-state solution is the exact opposite of their hateful vision.
Meanwhile, in Gaza, the Hamas-run health ministry says Israeli attacks have killed 61 people in the last day, bringing the death toll in the territory to 65,344. The Israeli military launched a campaign in Gaza in response to Hamas's attack on southern Israel in October 2023, in which around 1,200 people were killed and 251 others were taken hostage. US President Donald Trump has hailed the conservative activist Charlie Kirk as a great American hero and a martyr during a speech to tens of thousands of mourners at a memorial service in Arizona.
Because today, America is a nation in grief, a nation in shock, and a nation in mourning. Less than 2 weeks ago, our country was robbed of one of the brightest lights of our times, a giant of his generation, and above all, a devoted husband, father, son, Christian and patriot.
Mr. Trump was the headline speaker at the event on Sunday, which saw top officials from his administration, including Vice President J.D. Vance, praise Kirk's political legacy after he was shot dead on the 10th of September. Kirk's wife, Erika, delivered a tearful speech at the State Farm Stadium near Phoenix, in which she said she had forgiven her husband's alleged killer.
I saw the wound that ended his life. I felt everything you would expect to feel. I felt shock. I felt horror. And a level of heartache that I didn't even know existed.
Thousands of people have been evacuated in the Philippines as a super typhoon, described by regional authorities as potentially catastrophic, makes landfall in the country's northern region. Super typhoon Ragasa, packing 230-kilometre-an-hour winds, made landfall over Panuitan Island in the Philippines' northern Cagayan province at 3 p.m. local time on Monday. It is expected to barrel west towards southern China. Authorities have warned of widespread flooding and landslides and damage to homes and infrastructure. Tens of thousands of Brazilians have joined protests in cities across the country to protest against a bill which could result in ex-President Jair Bolsonaro being granted amnesty. Mr. Bolsonaro was found guilty of plotting a coup earlier this month and has been sentenced to 27 years in prison. He will remain under house arrest until his lawyers have exhausted all appeals. But the ex-leader's allies in the Chamber of Deputies have fast-tracked a bill which could see Bolsonaro and his co-defendants spared jail. And Egypt's president has pardoned the prominent British-Egyptian activist Alaa Abdel Fattah, who has been imprisoned for 6 years. Abdel Fattah is one of 6 people whose sentences President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi commuted following a request from the National Council for Human Rights. His lawyer confirmed the news and wrote on X, "Praise be to God." And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.